Hey everybody! Today's video is going to be an experimental hair color video on how to remove direct dyes, temporary color, everything that is in that category, basically color that does not use a developer. I am going to be trying out the Malibu C DDL. It is a direct dye lifter, so that is what this video is going to be. I have never used it before, so I figured I would do it on my hair before I try it on clients in the salon. So as you can see, I do have mint colored hair. It is quite faded out. From my previous video, you can see that that is the blue/green color that was in that video, and I had it for about a week, so I washed it, I believe, about 4 times, and this is what it faded into. So go ahead and check that video out if you want to see what this hair color looked like before it was faded. My hair tends to not hold color to a certain point, and then when it gets to this level here, it has trouble fading on its own, so that is why I am going to be testing this Malibu direct dye lifter on my hair today. So this is a newer product. I believe it came out close to a year ago, but I haven't seen many reviews on it except for a few. Alexsis May has one on her channel that she recently put up, so I'm going to be linking that down below because that sort of gave me the courage to try it on my hair. And the hair that was in that video was a little bit darker than mine, so I have hope that mine is going to lift out pretty easily. So I don't have a ton of hair. It is on the fine side and probably about a normal amount of hair, but it is shorter. So I am only going to be using half of a packet, and then it's easier to have to mix up more, but I don't want to waste any of this product because it is a little bit on the expensive side. Not too expensive, but enough to where I don't want to waste any. So this packet has 0.7 ounces in it, and then you mix it with either water at room temperature, or you can mix it with a 10 or 20 volume. So for this whole packet, you mix it with 3 ounces of either the developer or the water, and since I am only using half of the packet, I'm only going to be using 1.5 ounces of developer. I'm going to be using the direct dye lifter with 8 volume because I do not have any 10 volume at the house, so this is just a little bit more diluted than the developer that they recommend, but I figured if they're also recommending that you can use room temperature water, that should be completely fine, and I do not want to go up to a 20 because I know my hair is already porous and I don't want to damage it any further. So this is not a lightener or bleach, and I do want to stress that. So you are not completely damaging the hair, but I can only assume that this will be sort of blowing out the cuticle slightly. So I'm only going to be using a low volume developer. The only reason I am not using room temperature water is because I know green and blue is extremely hard to get out of the hair. So that is why I am using a low volume developer for this process. So I'm going to go ahead and open up this packet and put half of it into the non-metallic mixing bowl that I have. So I'm just going to be sort of measuring out where it is sitting in the packet. So it's basically right at the top of this area here. So I'm only going to be adding half of it to my bowl. You just see that it is a powder formula. And then, like I said, I'm going to be taking my 8 volume developer, and I already have 1.5 ounces mixed up. So I'm just going to be adding that into the bowl as well. And on the Malibu DDL packet, it does say to put it on your hair as soon as you get it mixed. I'm assuming it's just wanting to get it on your hair so it's not sitting around and possibly oxidizing. So this is what it looks like in the bowl, and I do recommend putting on a pair of gloves before you begin because this is a chemical service. So I am going to begin to apply to the front of my hair first, and then work to the back, and just working as quickly as I possibly can. So if you don't have a lot of outgrowth, then you can probably go ahead and just put it on your root area, but I do have some that I'm going to try to avoid because I don't want it to lift my natural hair color that is growing in. It is using developer, obviously, so I don't want any lifting action to happen because it will create a ton of warmth in my natural color, which I already have problems with, so just going to avoid doing that. A lot of hair color removers do have a very strong sulfur or rotten egg smell. I honestly don't smell anything right now, and I'm not sure if that is because it is not lifting oxidative dyes, we're only lifting like a direct dye. But as of right now, I do not smell any bad smell or really anything at all. So the application process is fairly simple. All I did was treat it like I would an all over color. So you can see that I am just fully saturating each side, making sure that there are going to be no spots. And you just want to make sure that you are thoroughly putting this all over the hair. So you can just see that I did this all over my head as quickly as possible. I just got done applying and you can already see that the front, especially on the ends, it's already starting to work. So I'm going to go ahead and put a processing cap over all of it. And it doesn't say to use heat on the back, but I was researching, like I said, and a few people did use heat, so I'm just going to blast it with a little bit of heat and then set my timer for 45 minutes starting now, and then check it about every 5 minutes just like it says to do on the back, and then I will keep you guys updated on how it is coming along. So it has been 45 minutes. I'm about to go and wash and deep condition my hair, but you can see for the most part there's still some spots that have that bluish green hint to them. But for the most part, it is definitely back to that blonde. You can just see like right up here, there is a few green spots, and then where I have my extensions, it grabs onto that green a little bit more. So like I said, I am going to go and wash and deep condition my hair and then blow dry it, and I may do it one more time if my hair feels in okay condition. And before I forget, I did end up using one full packet on my hair. So if you have longer hair or thicker hair than I do, I would recommend possibly getting 2 packets for your hair so you don't run out. So I blow dried my hair about 80% of the way, and obviously it needs to be toned, but up close you can see that there really isn't any of that green or blue left in my hair. Like I said, yes, it definitely needs to be toned, but for the most part, all of that blue and green is gone. There is a few pieces in my extensions where it's sort of stuck, like around this piece here, there's a few pieces, and then in the back, I don't know if you guys will be able to see, but like right around this area here, there was a few pieces that were still a little bit on the light minty side. But for the most part, just doing it that one time for 45 minutes and processing it under heat, probably every 10 minutes or so I would blast it with heat, just to basically make sure that it was just staying at room temperature or a little bit above, just so it wouldn't completely dry out. So I did it for the 45, I shampooed it out, and I used a deep conditioner on it just when I was in the shower, so probably for about 10 to 15 minutes or so. Overall, I am super impressed with this Malibu DDL lifter. There are a few things I want to bring up before I completely sign off on this video. Make sure that you are wearing a shirt you do not really care about, because it is a dye lifter, so you want to be careful using a shirt that is a certain color that you possibly will want to wear again. So make sure you do that. Make sure you have a processing cap to put over once you thoroughly saturate. And just like I said before, I ended up using the full packet, so sort of just miss what I said earlier. Use the full packet and then 3 ounces of room temperature water, 10 volume or 20. Like I said, I used 8. It was close enough to a 10 volume for me. And process it for 45 minutes, checking every 5 minutes or so, which I did do. Like I showed you before I had completely rinsed out, it looked like some spots were going to be holding some of that blue-green, but after rinsing it completely out, I don't know if it was just sitting on top of it, but once I shampooed, it was completely gone before I did anything else. So like I said, this is my hair at about 80% blow dried, and you can see that it is brought back to its original blonde state. So I'm gonna go ahead and tone my hair off camera and then show you guys a clip of what it looks like. But if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns about this Malibu C DDL, go ahead and ask down below and I will be happy to answer them to the best of my ability. So here is what my blonde looks like after toning it with the GK Hair Level 8. I did not add ash or anything, and I just used the 8 volume just to deposit a little bit. What I did was just start to tone the roots first, and then I did that all over my head. And then when I had that sitting for just a few minutes, I started to drag it down. And in the areas where I already had like super blonde pieces, especially focusing on the ends, I added a little bit of water into my color and then just mixed it around and then applied that to the rest of my hair and then left that on for like 2 minutes or so after I had done that. So a total, it had only been on my hair for maybe 5 to 7 minutes, and this is the result that I came out with. There is still a little bit of warmth, which I do like, so you can just see that it is not so brassy, but there is more of a golden blonde to it. So it will be a decently good canvas for when I want to go in and add any other brighter colors to my hair. I hope this video was helpful for you guys. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, go ahead and ask down below. I will be happy to answer to the best of my ability. If you are new to my channel, welcome, and don't forget to subscribe if you do want to see more videos from me. If you have any requests, go ahead and leave those down below as well. I hope you guys have an awesome day, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye, everybody.